NPC characters that are looking to return to Animal Crossing. We haven't seen them. Apparently, they're coming in, and I just want to have a discussion about this a little bit because it started with me. In doing these reviews, right, and doing these town analysis, I get one that's obviously Daisy May, and and it basically states that on Sundays, I think I have it here. I could pull it right up real quick and read to make sure I have the exact wording of it all. But she's talking about coming to this particular town every Sunday, and when she does, she loves it. She loves the town. She thinks it's amazing and all this stuff. And here you go. She says, "I look forward to my Sunday visits. When Graham's knees get better, it'd be swell to bring her along with me." So that's Daisy Bay, obviously, because she's the only character that comes on Sundays. Graham is Joan. So that's number one, right? Then yesterday, someone posted on Just Cliff tagged me in a post that like Nintendo Everything did, where someone had a character walk up to them and talk to them about Brewster's coffee and has them on edge. There was also another one I think that somebody else had seen as well with another character. So it's obvious to me that Nintendo is working this thing where we are going to begin getting just getting the NPCs back. Like the NPCs are going to start returning to us, and I feel like this is definitely going to be a thing, and this is where it's going to be. But I want to discuss to you and kind of go through like, do you think this way that Nintendo is going to? Let me stop. Let me back it up. We know right now that with this game, some of the development team is from the Splatoon 2 team.
Mm-hmm.
We know that Nintendo, because of the success of Splatoon, they started to push this slow rollout thing. With also having Pocket Camp, where that also has a slow rollout and introduction of different characters coming in. Do you think that this is what's happening, or do you think we're just getting our hopes up?
I think there's some truth to it. I actually did see your post, and I thought it was like a viral post, the post that I saw of yours, but I think this is the perfect way to bring it out. Like it makes players want to talk to their villagers, and I think that this just gets the whole community excited because like if someone like you or someone from another website is finding this and then, there's a lot of buzz around it and people are starting to find it themselves, like I think this is a genius way to do it. There was an update in Animal Crossing where Brewster was in the coding in some of the museum things. So it's like there was a rumor for a while that he was going to be like in the museum in
Yeah.
like coffee shop or something. But I think this is a genius way to do it. I wish more games would do like, NPC, hints at updates. So I love it.
The other thing I was going to say, the other character is Red.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a rumor that there was also people talking to different villagers about arts that the museum,
Oh, that was it.
that they were checking out arts or something in the museum or whatever it might be. So it's leading to the idea that Red might show up as well.
Mm-hmm.
And because Red has always done the paintings and the statues that were like art pieces, and Brewster obviously did the coffee shop. Because here's the thing that's very strange to me, and I feel like they need to get KK Slider out of the front of Town Hall. Yesterday was the first day ever that KK didn't show up on a Saturday. KK Slider is always on Saturday evenings where he plays and you go and you check him out.
Yep.
He came Friday this week because of the fishing tournament that was Saturday.
Yep.
That's really weird to me and off-putting to me. I don't like the fact that like that's what happened. Even if they were to just say like, "Hey, we're gonna go build a stage someplace," I would have preferred that over just moving KK's date altogether. Because here's the thing: if I didn't know about it, I would have totally missed KK Slider. Like if I wasn't playing the game every day, I would have totally missed it. And then here's the thing: so you know that we're gonna have a bug off coming up. So what is this? Every like 2-3 times a month, he moves his date. I really think that they're planning on opening up Brewster's or opening up the Roost, and then moving him into there. But on top of that, I could totally see Joan coming back and doing something, because in City Folk they used to do a thing called, was it City Folk or New Leaf? Maybe it was New Leaf. I forget which one it was. But there was red turnips. And red turnips were
I think that was City Folk.
Was it City Folk? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think it
Red
was.
turnips were a guaranteed 1,000 bells, if I'm not mistaken. And but the idea was you had to plant them in the ground, and you had to water them every single day.
Mm-hmm.
And you could only buy one. You couldn't buy like a multitude of them. And then the idea would be you should buy them, you'd plant them, and then you keep watering them every day. And then when you got like a bunch of them, you would pluck them up and take them and sell them. A little bit of a different spin. But I could totally see on Sundays both of those two showing up. And one selling one type of turnip and the other one selling another type of turnip. And it would just be kind of cool to see Joan bouncing around on occasion. Like, it'd be kind of cool, even if it was like once a month, you saw both of them there. And they both were putzing around and selling stuff. There's some pretty cool stuff that they have going on that I would like to see continue.
Yeah, it's not hard either. I mean, like, the way that the Able sisters came in, they set up the stand, and then they're like, you know what, this island is popping. We want to open. I could see the same thing, BREWSTER rolling out a card or something like that. So I think the pacing in this game has been great, and now people are starting to get through like the main quest. So I think now's the time to start adding in even more layers of depth to it.
Well, we also know too, at the end of the month, Earth Day comes and Leaf shows up. Now in New Leaf, this was something that Leaf used to do. He used to come out during that day, and like, if you picked up so many weeds, he'd give you a prize or something like that. And something weird he would do. And I'm sure it's going to be something similar to this, where he'll show up. But the cool thing is I really do believe that this is what the future is. That within maybe next month, we get BREWSTER, or we get the ability to unlock the Roost. Because we're definitely at a point where I think Nintendo is trying to hold stuff back, so this way it doesn't get spoiled. But I also think it's a way to slowly add to this game to make us continue to play. And I also think it's something that they haven't discussed with us and told us about, which also makes me wonder, like, if this was any other game, people would be losing their minds right now. Like, if Nintendo did this with any other game, like, you look at Pokemon, people were freaking out because they were like, hey man, why are not all the Pokemon in here? Why are you holding content back from us and all that stuff? But with this game, for some reason, like, people aren't necessarily saying that, because I think Nintendo was smart enough to not go like, hey, we're going to add this to it later. Yeah. They're also not talking about charging us for it, so that's another thing that's like, okay, this is okay with me. And then the idea is, like, if it's slow rolled out, it's that slow progression. Like, we're getting this content at a nice little drip fashion, which it seems like every time we're kind of done something else picks up. And it's kind of interesting.
Like in this past Direct, they said, oh, well, Bunny Day is here, and then look forward to Earth Day. If they did that with every single Direct, like, be on the lookout for a new villager friend, and it's like a picture of BREWSTER, and like, of course, the Animal Crossing community knows who it is. Like, every Direct have like a 1 to 2 minute, little update of what's to come. I think that's the way to do it.
I think it definitely is as well. So let me just bounce a couple ideas off you and see what you think. Like, do you care? Do you not? Whatever. The Post Office crew, Pete, Pelly, Phyllis. Do you care if they come back? Would you want them to come back?
See, I'm a sucker for, the people with jobs to come back. Like, Mystery Seti not being in this game, it feels weird. Yeah. Like, not seeing him. Like, we know that he's in the, what is it, the pickup service or something when you get lost. Yeah. I'm all for the NPCs coming back, but they're kind of towards the bottom of the list, I would say.
So what about retail? Like, and if retail comes back, like, what's your thoughts of what they could do with that?
That's tough, because a lot of what they did is now in the Able sisters, and The hairstyles are all like with the mirror and stuff. Um, yeah, they've solved a lot of those problems. I mean, for me, it's really just Brewster. I miss that.
He's the only one that you really care about.
The only one, him and Resetti, but he doesn't have a purpose anymore. So it's like, should he just stay out?
Yeah. See, for me, man, there's so many.
I think Resetti should have been in charge of the terraforming. I think that should have been his thing.
Could have been.
Yeah.
So when I look at this, right, I go, I would like the post office crew to come back, but it's not a make or break for me. If I had to pick who I want to definitely come back, obviously I want Brewster to come back. I'm really not even. I could really take or leave Red coming back.
Yeah.
I would, but I definitely want Brewster. I would say I would like to see Gracie Grace make a return, just because I always enjoyed her furniture series that she did.
Yeah.
The other thing too is I would love to see them bring back Nook Holmes, which was because that would be my idea. My idea would be to move Nook out of the residence center, move him to a new section where it'd be like Nook Holmes, right? So maybe he goes over with Timmy and Tommy. Maybe we get this third expansion to the store, right? He goes over to there. He opens a little section in there called Nook Holmes. And then you go over there, and then maybe Lottie and Digby and all them are working there. And the idea behind that is now we can actually expand our houses to be bigger. Because this game, our houses are not as big as they were in New Leaf. They are smaller. So I would like them to see, like, hey, you want to take on more loans? Okay, here you go. Because I haven't paid off my last loan. Because I'm like, what's the point?
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
not like I'm basically using that money to renovate my town and move my bridges and all that stuff. But it's not like the houses are just lacking in size. Bunny Day showed it to me in full tilt. Like when I filled that one room up, and my God, it's just stuff on top of stuff. And it looks horrible. And I'm like, this is not what I want to do.
I would be for Nook Holmes. I feel like when I was just designing my island, I'm like scraping to get new items. Like you said, scanning in amiibos with the DIYs. Maybe that's the point. Like
maybe
because they give you 3 a day or three,
just 3 per character.
Yeah. So yeah, Nook Holmes would be nice just to get more items. Like I want more items.
That's what I would love. I would love them to be like. And then the other thing too is like if they did specific, if Nook Holmes did specific DIYs for your home. You know what I mean? Like, hey, do this DIY and you can have a new facade, or you do this DIY, you can have a new roof.
I'm also surprised that with the addition of the Nook phone, we don't have an online shopping app. Like, I feel like that would be the next step.
Well, yeah, I know. You know what, man? I was calling for that early because I thought it was going to be kind of like Splatnet. Where, you know, for those who don't know, if you play Splatoon 2, there is a moment where you can dial up Spike Jr. and you can order stuff. He has like a deal of the day. And you can buy things that are exclusive to that phone app. And then you go in and you can, you know, you go in and then basically they give you the item. You have to go pick it up. That shocks me that they didn't do that with this. And I mean,
like a Gracie Grace app?
I'd be all for it, man.
That'd be dope.
I'd be all for it, you know? But part of me thinks that Gracie Grace is done because with conversations with Label, because Label is like the designer. I finally unlocked a little bit of a conversation with the Able sisters today where they talk about Label. And they talk about how they're working harder so that way Label could go out and follow her dreams.
I'm pretty sure she came to my town.
Yeah, she just hangs out in the town center, and like she'll give you item. Like she'll ask you to dress a particular style.
Yeah,
and then you have to go through your stuff and that's why I'm buying all my clothes right now. Because Gracie Grace used to do the same thing. Gracie Grace, she'd give you like 3 or 4 tests, and you'd have to like wear whatever to match whatever style, and then if you did that, then she gave you. You know, she basically said, well, I'll move into your town. So